Hello and welcome to the Team Principals press conference. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, Richard Lovelady, American sportscaster. Now, Aussie, your strategy for Logan Sargeant in Baku took him out of the points. What happened, man? Yeah, look, unfortunately, as you know, mate, we have a very close working relationship with Ferrari, and that does extend to pit strategy. So we'll be looking to go more independent on that side of things moving forward. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Kicking Haas. We are about to have the Canadian Grand Prix today, and after a magnificent 5th place finish for Magnussen in Baku last time out, Sargeant, I maybe did mess up the strategy a little bit with him, not quite understanding how he goes with the tyres, but he almost got points. Could today be the day he gets points? It's not really a home continent race for him. The in-law race for me, as my wife, as some of you will know anyway, is Canadian. But let's go and have a quick look here and see what we've got. We've got a rear wing that is manufactured. We've got the exceeding expectations and the Grand Prix review, but we don't need to review it because that's all about last episode. Now, we do have some points we can add here to K-Mag, a development point. Now, defending is only 67. Control, which is going to avoid the chances of crashes and whatnot. Now, we've seen that's kind of an issue for K-Mag, isn't it? So maybe we work on that. Defending is... Maybe we do go on defending for future. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts of what you think. I mean, he's a very good overtaker, so perhaps if he can't defend, he should be able to overtake them straight back. So maybe the issue is... is just making sure he stays on the track so he doesn't have to do quite so much overtaking. And Correa has a development point. Well, there we go. Where do we add this? I mean, probably, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? He's not going to be with us once the other younger American drivers are eligible for contracts. Just a reminder, the reason we do have Correa, and I'm not that bothered about his development, is that we are going to have... either probably Jack Crawford, or there's Hunter Yaney, or there's Ben Benavides, all those younger American guys that are sort of in Formula 2, and I think they're actually in Formula 3. The reason we can't get them yet is because they are not eligible. They're too young, and they haven't had enough time in the junior categories to sign a Formula 1 contract. So that's why we haven't... that's why we don't have them basically yet. Now visit the helipad, which has just been upgraded. The helipad is actually kind of cheap to upgrade, isn't it? So I guess we can just keep doing that, and that should be fine. So, yeah, there we go. How much we do have? Should probably check the balance. We've got 17 million in the bank, so that's not a bad thing. We should probably... How much is 10 million now? I really don't want to go below 10 million. I mean, we could do this. What does this do? So it improves expertise. And the facility will help cooling basically. We'll hold off on it for now. I'm not even completely sure which is the most important. Now, I'm not going to... We'll do the race simulator because I want that to be as good as it can be. Even though it is going to take us just below 10 million. I'll do that now before I forget. The reason I don't think it's that important for us to have a big scouting department, because we are only scouting American drivers anyway. So it's not like we're going to be scouting the world to try and find the best... the best drivers of, out there. We are purely just looking for Americans, and when we find them, we can scout them. Team Hub has been upgraded, so that should help us with staff development, and we will just check our staff and make sure there's no development points there for them. So we're only at level 2 of the Team Hub now, so we can upgrade that. I don't want to do that now, but we'll definitely do that in the near future. If it's only 2.2 mil, we should, all things going well, go back above the 10 million mark during this race weekend. So we'll just have a quick look at our stuff. We have a development point here for our technical chief. So we will raise the lowest things there. We'll just go down and we'll try and get everything roughly level. I think that's probably best for staff. And there's no other development points available. The pit crew, how are we going on pit changes? So has that improved? 42 out of 100's improved. Then we are in some trouble, aren't we? But anyway... It's the one thing I think that is really letting us down. So we're going off to Canada. We're expecting rain on Saturday for qualifying, so that might help us if we can get things right. You can see the sectors there when we're doing qualifying. You can see first, second, and third sectors, speed by section. So traction is going to be important, as is just general speed. Low speed, medium speed, and acceleration, yeah, which is traction, I assume. And there we go. So a very short pit stop loss at Montreal because of the way the pit lane works. And one-stop strategy is what is expected from most people. So let's go and do some free practice here. Actually, we've got to do our performance targets first. Qualifying, can we go to reach Q3? Could K-Mag reach? I mean, K-Mag could reach Q3. Is he going to? We should reach Q2. That shouldn't be a problem. I'm a little bit nervous about saying we'll go for Q3 as well. Race position, 12th or higher. I mean, K-Mag has been scoring points, hasn't he? So let's go with that. And qualifying streak, both cars in the top 14 will be tough. But we look at that. If we can get one car in the top 14 today, we'll get £1 million. And that will help pay for the team hub, won't it? All right, let's head off to Montreal. All right, so confirmation of the weather forecast here. There is definitely rain around on qualifying day, but the race will be dry. Yeah, well, we will go and do some free practice here and see where that gets us. And hopefully, I will see you with an update saying that the cars are absolutely perfect. Okay, so Sargeant has come back in. He has not yet finished his first run, but the car's not perfect, is it? We can see that there. K-Mag is, see, he's a little bit better, so that's at least in the right direction. Okay, so K-Mag has come back in, and let's have a look and see how we've done here. So the traction is bad, so we need to go further that way on that. The wings are not great, so let's, if we go like that, and we need to look at cornering as well, which isn't a mile off. And then we're going to look at braking stability, so if we do that, and then that. And yeah, we'll see how that goes for K-Mag. We'll send him back out. All right, and Sargeant has come back in. Only 49% setup confidence for him, so not as good. The wings are a little bit easier. Now, the way that I try and do this, the only thing that can affect the straights is the wing. So I figure if I can get that to optimal, then everything else I can kind of play around with from there. So that's kind of the way that I do it. I don't know if that's the right or wrong way. If you guys have a different strategy, let me know so I can see if maybe your way is better. Yeah, it's just maybe a little bit extreme on the traction, but we'll see how that goes for him. We can always change it back. I forgot to change the camera, sorry about that. Yeah, but we're both out there now. K-Mag 10th and Sargeant 13th, only a quarter of a second down on the best lap, so that's absolutely fine. And considering Sargeant was not as happy with his setup as K-Mag was, then yeah, I'd say that this is all good news so far. All right, well, K-Mag has come back in 98% in free practice 1. I mean, the only thing we could maybe do is just try and get the braking to optimal as well, but that is a very successful FP1 for K-Mag. Go on, excellent stuff, team. And Sargeant has come back in, not quite as good with him, though it is braking stability only that is the issue. So the fact that he's at 85% is, I'm going to say, a good thing. We just need to figure out how to change that without massively affecting everything else, and that might just about do it. So that is effectively the end of FP1 for us now by the time those changes are made. So 15th for Sargeant, 12th for Magnussen. Very, very good, I'm going to say, for an FP1. So there's a confirmation of the times. Leclerc ahead of Verstappen, Sainz, and Perez. And if we go down there's a few grid penalties around as well, which is early in the season for that, I would have thought. But we'll get ready. We'll send them out for free practice 2 here. Now, this might be an important one because if it's going to rain, we don't know if it's going to rain for qualifying or for free practice 3 tomorrow. So with a dry race, we really want to try and get stuff nailed here if we can. All right, so we have Sargeant back in the pits, and we're getting there with him, aren't we? Still not quite perfect, but we will see how we go. Let's just do 1 and see how that goes for him. All right, so K-Mag, we've got it up to 99 now, so I wonder if we do just go 1 more and see if that gets us to the 100. Come on, K-Mag, we can do it. All right, so we've got the boys going around. We've got Sargeant in 15th, 1.5 seconds off the pace. K-Mag in 9th, only 0.8 off the pace. So K-Mag's pace is promising. Sargeant being that far off the back of him, maybe not so much, but we saw in Baku, didn't we? Sargeant didn't look so good in free practice, but he certainly got the job done in the race. So we'll hope for something similar here, perhaps. But I'd like him to close up a little bit more on Magnussen. Okay, so FP2 has now finished. K-Mag was ninth in the end, just under a second away from the pace setter. Logan Sargeant did close the gap down to about 4/10, and it was down there in 14th. So looking good, looking good. All right, so we are now at qualifying Saturday. We are expecting rain. It's not raining right now. Now, the one thing that we do need to do on both cars is car parts. The ERS is getting a little bit worn, so we'll move to the second one for qualifying. I'll do it now so I don't forget to do it. And yeah, so that'll be that. And then what that does allow us to do too, if we do happen to have a bad qualifying at some point, we will be able to, I might even switch, oh no, cancel. I might even switch, we'll do the gearbox for K-Mag as well. We'll probably leave it for this race and then we'll switch it. Yeah, it'll allow us to get a new one without taking a penalty. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Anyway, let's see if we can nail these setups to 100. Okay, so Sargeant very quickly has come back in, and it's not as good at the setup. So if we revert it back, and we want to go the other way on, was it this? How do we fix that then? Maybe we do something like that and see if that works for him. Of course, being free practice 3, it does mean that there is, I've got to call K-Mag back in now as well. It does mean that we have to sort of get it nailed probably by about the halfway point. We don't make any changes after that. So K-Mag saying the balance is optimal, but is it 100% K-Mag? It is 100%. Hey, there we go. We've got there. Now, one thing I've noticed, I don't think you can just then put this on Sargeant's car because it doesn't necessarily work the same for him, does it? I've sort of noticed that. But K-Mag, 100% setup. That is magnificent. Okay, so Logan Sargeant is back in, and we have 97%. We might just leave it at that. What I don't want to do at this point of free practice 3 is change it, make it worse or anything like that. And with 20 odd minutes to go, if the setup isn't sort of, they don't have 5 out of 5 feedback by the end of free practice, by the end of free practice 3, I should say, they don't get the sort of the performance boost in the qualifying. So yeah, it's important to make sure that we've got it. I mean, 97% is pretty bloody good, isn't it? Not as good as Magnussen, but not too bad. All right, so free practice 3 is now done. Magnussen 8th, Logan Sargeant in 11th. Now, under a second away from the fastest time and about 3/10 back of Magnussen. So Sargeant is, well, he's heating up, isn't he, coming into qualifying. Let's hope, well, it's a shame, actually, it's going to be wet. We don't know how wet it's going to be, but you can see there the performance bonus, 14 out of 15. I don't know why Magnussen's only 14 out of 15. Anyway, that's fine. Maybe he needs to have the track acclimatization at 100% or closer as well. So it is raining. It's moderate rain, and it looks as though if we go straight out, we don't know if it's going to get better or worse, but right now it's inters. What we might want to do for a run plan, though, given that it is wet, is maybe we want to do multiple laps and then come straight back in. So we've got run for 4 laps. Yeah, that's probably what we want to do, because if you get 1 lap and, you know, maybe the conditions get slightly better or slightly worse, well, not so much if they get worse, but you know what I mean, you want to be out there just doing the laps. All right, so we are going to send them straight out. It looks as though the rain is only going to get worse. Are we paused here? No, we're not paused. We will watch our glorious Haas's take to the wet Montreal track. Any second now, Logan, if you do actually want to come out, Logan. We were paused. Okay. So there's Logan Sargeant. There is the great K-Mag behind him. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, so the track has just gone to wet. So we are probably on the wrong tyres here. Is it getting worse or is it getting better? It's getting slightly better. I think we stick it out here on the inters and see if it does get a could we get an inter lap in? We've still got time, of course. Sargeant might just need to let his teammate past here if you can, please. Don't fight your teammate. Can you let him go? Thank you, Sargeant. And yeah, if we come back in, Come on, if we can just get an Inters lap in here, and everybody else, are they on wet? Is everybody else on wets? I think they were. It's sort of 50-50, isn't it? This could be the lap, though. This could be the lap. No, it's right on the edge, isn't it? So this is it here now. It's gone back to it's right on the edge. It's never really gone not to being an Inters track, has it? It's always been kind of. Well, now it's Inters. Now it's wet. You can see it's right on the edge. It's annoying that it flicks back and forth every time. Maybe this is our lap on the Inters. Come on, boys. If we can get a good lap in here while the track is technically an Inters track, maybe. Where are we right now? Sargeant is a long way off the pace. Oh, we've come in. Was that we've done our 4 laps? Okay, well that could have gone better for us. Now, do we send them back out on Inters? I think we do, don't we? Right now, it's an Inters track. And we'll do the same thing for Sargeant. We'll just send them back out. And, I mean, right now we're 12th and 14th. You know, we're sort of... We're last and third last, basically, aren't we? But the track does look as though it's drying. It's as far... It's as dry a track as we've had. So this is going to be it. We need to do the laps now. Let's see what sort of times we're doing. They've both done green first sectors. Magnussen gets past Zoe on the straight. Magnussen goes second and Sargeant fourth. All right. So we are on the track at the right time now. Look at Magnussen. Magnussen, purple, 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 and second in the end. But everybody else is in the pits. This is our time to shine, guys. And the track, if it can get wetter now, that would be a decent thing. Though it looks as though the worst of the rain has passed. And K-Mag still doing purple first sectors. Sargeant is just stuck in the traffic a little bit. And we'll have to see what everybody else does here, won't we? This is the last lap that we'll get. So it looks like we're coming to the pit. Sargeant's backed off. K-Mag has backed off as well. So the session is coming to an end. But is it coming to an end with us going through? Sargeant Magnussen, we're going to get through, I think, aren't we? No, we're not. We're not. Sargeant's out. Oh, P17 for Logan Sargeant. That is unfortunate. Magnussen does sneak in. Yeah, I do wonder a little bit if we just didn't quite ever get the timing right. But we've got K-Mag through, so he will continue on. And it is currently a dry track, so we want to go back to one flying lap. And hopefully get the lap in nice and early, and then it can rain all at once. Alright, so it doesn't look like we are expecting rain. DRS is enabled. Rain has stopped on track. The track is dry, which is a little bit unrealistic. It wouldn't be that dry after 10 minutes, but anyway. Here we are. So let's see what kind of time Magnussen can do. Obviously, he's gone purple because he's the first car doing a time lap. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1, which doesn't affect us. And Magnussen has popped in a time. Alright, let's see how that stacks up. Alright, so K-Mag currently sits in 7th, but you'll notice behind us, Ricciardo and Hamilton have not done representative times, and there's a couple of cars there. Pretty much everybody behind us, you could argue, has not done a representative time, with maybe the exception of Norris. So, let's see what he can do. We are last on the track for the fast lap here, and let's keep an eye out down here and see what sort of sectors we've got. Sector 1 should be coming up just here somewhere, and he has done... Where is it? It's there somewhere. There it is. A green first sector. Sainz behind us is absolutely flying. Everybody behind us is on green sectors except for Sonoda. So let's see what we can do. The second sector should be coming into the hairpin. It looks as though we're catching the car in front, doesn't it? That's usually a good sign. Norris is done. Norris is behind us. Sainz has gone above us, so we're down into P8 just now. Of course, we just need to be in the top 10. We don't need to be anything other than that. I'm a little bit concerned that we've got Ricciardo, Hamilton, and Ocon on green sectors all behind us. We need to make sure we're beating one of them. So Hamilton is out of qualifying. K-Mag's done a green second sector. Here we go. It should be good enough. We would need Sonoda and Bottas to get ahead of us. And Tsunoda hasn't, Bottas has, but we are through, and we are through in P7. Go on, K-Mag. Okay, now we are going straight out. There is rain expected in 4 minutes. So we are going straight out. If K-Mag can lay down a lap here for us, and then the rain can come, could we dare dream of a first pole position? No, other pedal, mate, other pedal. Ideally, we'd like to go a little bit faster here, K-Mag, in case the rain comes early. And there's going to be cars in our way, is there? Get out of the way, Leclerc. Get out of the way, Leclerc. Purple, purple, purple. Rain, rain, rain. Come on, where's the rain? Let it rain, let it rain. There it is, the rain. It is raining. K-Mag's on pole.
Copy.
Can anybody beat us now? Who is on a lap? Oh, Alonso has done us by 0.1 of a second. Is there anybody else? Where's the track map? So we're coming in. Nobody else has done a lap. Leclerc's behind us. We're going to be starting on the front row. Surely we're going to be on the front row. Nobody else will be able to go faster, will they? Another car's just crossed the line. That was Gasly. He's behind us. We've got a Red Bull coming up now, I think. There's 2 more cars. Perez is off. Yeah, it's too wet. No one's going to go anywhere near us here. Verstappen has crossed the line, hasn't he? Verstappen's doing his lap now, but he's not going to be anywhere near us. The track is officially wet. Guys, we're going to be starting the Canadian Grand Prix on the front row of the grid. There's no point going out again because we'll save the tyres for tomorrow's race. Here goes everybody else. And, well, they're splashing through the puddles, the Montreal puddles, and they're just fighting for scraps. There it is. We are starting on the front row of the grid. I did not expect that. We could have been pole, couldn't it? It could so easily have been pole. But Alonso starts on pole, which is a big story in itself, really, isn't it? So there we go. This will bring us to the race. Now, if you're ready to watch us start a race on the front row of the grid, there'll be a little linky thing up there to go and do it straight away. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and let me know in the comments. How are we going to do? Is K-Mag going to get a podium? Is Sargeant going to score points? Or will it all go tits up? Take care.